Every great art movement has its pioneers. Artists whose work doesn't just define an era, but shapes everything that comes after it. Ken Sugimori gave Pokémon its identity, but identity alone wasn't enough. Those designs still had to become unforgettable works of art. No artist shaped the visual identity of the Pokémon Trading Card Game more than Mitsuhiro Arita. This is his story. When we think about Pokémon, we often remember the creatures themselves. Charizard, Pikachu, Mewtwo. But when collectors think about the Pokémon TCG, they remember something more. They remember the moments captured inside each illustration. The feeling of opening a booster pack for the first time. The excitement of discovering a new Pokémon. And the artwork that made these cards feel special. Behind many of those unforgettable images is Mitsuhiro Arita. Before becoming one of the most recognized artists in the Pokémon history, Arita was already working as a professional illustrator in Japan. In 1996, when the Pokémon Trading Card Game was being created, he joined the original group of artists who helped establish the visual identity of the game. At that time, Pokémon was still a new phenomenon. Nobody knew how large this would become. Nobody knew that these small pieces of cardboard would eventually become treasured collectibles around the world. But from the beginning, Arita's illustrations brought something unique to Pokémon. They did more than simply show what a Pokémon looked like. They created moments. They created atmosphere. They made these creatures feel alive. The challenge of illustrating a Pokémon card was completely different from creating official character artwork. A character design introduces a Pokémon. It shows its appearance, its features, and its personality. But a trading card has a different purpose. A card has to tell a story. Within a single image, an illustrator has to capture movement, emotion, scale, and atmosphere. All inside a frame small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. Few artists understood this challenge better than Mitsuhiro Arita. His Pokémon were rarely just standing still. They were flying through the sky, emerging from darkness, preparing for battle, or showing their power in a single dramatic moment. When looking at an Arita's illustration, you don't feel like you're looking at a character model. You feel like you're witnessing a scene, a single moment from a much larger story. Over the decades, Arita became one of the most influential artists in the history of the Pokémon Trading Card Game. His artwork appeared throughout many generations of Pokémon cards, connecting long-time collectors with new generations of fans. While Pokémon continued to evolve, Arita's approach remained recognizable. His strength was not only in drawing Pokémon accurately, it was in understanding how to make them feel powerful, mysterious, and alive. One of the best examples of this is the legendary base set Charizard. Released as a part of the original Pokémon TCG set, this card became one of the most famous Pokémon cards ever created. Many people know it because of its rarity and history, but the artwork itself explains why it became so iconic. Charizard dominates the entire frame. Its wings spread outward. Its body twists toward the viewer. Flames surround the Pokémon, creating energy and movement. The perspective makes Charizard feel enormous, almost too large to fit inside the card, and that is the genius of the composition. Arita did not simply draw a powerful Pokémon, he created the feeling of power. The illustration suggests that Charizard is not posing for the viewer, it is in the middle of a battle, in the middle of a moment. The image feels like it continues beyond the borders of the card. This ability to create atmosphere became one of the defining elements of Arita's work. His illustrations often use dramatic lighting and strong contrasts. Dark backgrounds make bright attacks stand out. Energy effects create movement. The environment becomes part of the story. A storm is not just a background. A flame is not just decoration. A shadow is not just empty space. Everything has a purpose. Everything helps create emotion. That is why many of his cards feel like scenes from a movie rather than simple illustrations. The Pokémon Trading Card Game was not only about battles, it was also a place where artists could experiment and create something memorable. As the Pokémon TCG continued to grow, so did Arita's legacy. New artists joined the franchise, new artistic styles appeared. Technology changed the way cards were created, but Arita's influence remained. Not because every artist copied his style, but because he showed what Pokémon card art could become. A trading card could be more than an image. It could be a story, a memory. A piece of art that stays with people for decades. Ken Sugimori created the foundation of Pokémon. He gave the world the creatures that millions of fans would grow to love. Mitsuhiro Arita helped transform those creatures into unforgettable moments of art. But Pokémon art was never defined by only one vision. Some artists created powerful scenes. Others created emotional moments. And one artist would take Pokémon illustration in a completely different direction. With unusual colors, strange perspectives, and a style that looked unlike anything else in the Pokémon Trading Card Game. The next pioneer we explore is one of my favorite artists in the TCG world, Tomokazu Komiya. You, yes you, thank you so much watching my videos, listening to my voice. I would appreciate so hard if you would leave a comment, a like, or even a follow. Please. I want my community to grow and to make more videos, and you make it possible with your support. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support, all of you. We will hear and see each other soon in my next video. Take good care of yourself and stay healthy and happy, beautiful soul.